Have you ever been caught in a relationship with a narcissist and then you are so afraid to date again or have another relationship because you've been scarred by that one? So, today we want to talk about how to identify a narcissist before you even get into a relationship with them.
So first of all, let's clarify that we're also dealing with a label that has
Mhm.
become a cliche,
Yes.
especially amongst religious Christian circles. And
Hmm.
Satan is the father of lies. He's a liar and the father of lies, and he is a narcissist to the core. He is the king of narcissists.
Hmm.
And so it only makes sense that to whatever degree somebody is being influenced by the adversary, to
Hmm.
whatever degree, whether it's possession, oppression, depression, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Wherever you find the adversary at work in somebody's life, you're going to find some degree of narcissism going on there, which is
Hmm.
control, manipulation, lies, deceit, and always making you the problem and they're never the problem. That's the enemy, like 100%.
That's true.
And so, to some degree, you could say all of humanity has a little bit of narcissism within them.
Yeah.
So we need to take responsibility for our own actions in this. And yes, we recognize that there's some terrible scenarios out there, and those that come out of that are very protective of what they identified as their story, their problem. And our
Hmm.
hearts go out to you if that's you. That is one of the toughest, roughest relationships to walk through and get
Yes.
out of,
Hmm.
and in one piece. And it can nigh well drive you to suicide.
Hmm.
And so I'm not discounting anything, but at the same time, I want to recognize that it is a very cliche label. It's just a fancy name for a demon, and
Hmm.
to get rid of them requires repentance, humility, and taking willingness to take responsibility. So,
Hmm.
how to identify a narcissist? Well, generally in a relationship, getting into a relationship, a narcissist will want to push you and skip steps.
Hmm.
They don't want to do the work. They don't want to be held accountable to the work. And they want to move fast, and but they want to do so by portraying that they or you are ready to move forward, but they have skipped steps in the process of nailing down some important things that you want to have assurance in, that you got your I's dotted and your T's crossed before moving into that relationship.
Yeah. And also, you will find the manipulation things by flattery. You will find things languaging like using even the Bible scriptures to manipulate you to do something so that you feel bad, and then they get you to step out of the normal for you. And so a lot of times narcissistic behaviors will also be met with narcissistic um, respond. And that is, sometimes we see that in another person so clearly and we don't see it in us because we feel like we are a victim of it. But defense can be narcissistic as well. So watch out for those things as well. And so other things, for instance, you can get into an argument and the person is demanding certain thing of you by dropping some hints that make you feel guilty or just not sure of yourself. And I feel like also a narcissist is a person who's not confident. So, and then they portray themselves as confident. And then they also will use that to trap you in the victim mentality to get you to do what they want you to do.
So, how do you avoid these situations or get out of them? Well, first of all, we also have to recognize that if you are in such a scenario on
Mm-hmm.
the receiving end of a relationship like this, so recognize that the narcissist spirit can only function and operate in the presence of a victim spirit and mindset, the
Yes.
orphan
Mm-hmm.
mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And you're allowing that. Okay. A narcissist will run from accountability and you holding the line and then sticking to your word and not backing down from it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the simple solution.
Mm-hmm.
However, may require a tremendous amount of courage to
Yeah.
actually pull the trigger and walk that out. Sometimes it might require some professional help or assistance to get out of a situation, but that is the way to do it,
Mm-hmm.
is to force accountability and hold the line on your word
Yeah.
and follow through. And the earlier on you can do that, the more that will actually protect you from getting into such a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
because you'll never end up getting married to a person like that if you avoid getting into your own victim mindset and,
Mm-hmm.
fatherless orphan, mindset. Deal with your heart in that
Mm-hmm.
and release judgment and forgive those that have been that to you. That can also help you to not attract another person like that, because we attract what we judge.
Mm-hmm.
And so, to create a new story, we have to also open our horizons to recognize that there's people out there that are beautiful human beings that are the opposite of that.
Yeah. And so I wanted to give you a little bit of an example too that we've seen happen before. Is a person who, let's say you are meeting for the first time, you're getting to know each other, and the person, a lot of times it's men, but women obviously do it as well, just in a different way. So if you're meeting and the man says, I would love for you to stay home and not work, just take care of the house and I will take care of the provision. I have a great business. I'm very successful and you don't need to worry about those things. And he's putting himself above you to let you know that I'm in charge, I'm in control. And they usually treat you well in public. And then behind closed doors, that's where the more of the dripping happens, the blame, or because they elevate themselves above you, you start feeling like less than, and then it's easier then for them to manipulate you because of that as well.
And the way to address that
Mm-hmm.
and bring clarity to where somebody is in that is to seek a partner who inspires you and wants to support you in your dreams,
Mm-hmm.
not just, tell
Tell you
you this
what,
is what I'm going to be and this is where you can be and you don't have to worry about it. Well,
yeah,
that doesn't sound very exciting. Like I would much rather, like, no, go after your dreams, pursue them,
yeah.
and go create that, design that, be that. How,
Mm-hmm.
how can I help you make that happen,
Right.
as a
Mm-hmm.
leading supporter,
Yeah.
and not just say I'm going to make all the money and take care of all the, everything up here, and then you just,
Yeah, so they kind of tell you who you need to be and what you need to do because they know better in a way, right? And so in that there's a lot of different varieties and situations. Of course, I'm just giving you one thing that we've just recently seen or heard. And again, it can happen with children, it can happen with spouses. It's just to recognize that if you are getting into a fit in a way that you are needing things done your way, or you're trying to manipulate and do something to gear the conversation or another person's decision to feel bad for you or for something that you desiring to do, and they would give in and do that. I've done that personally. And so I've seen it done to me in the relationship and I've done it too. So when we recognize that, it's good to say, oh, whoa, that's not me. That's not how I want to be, or that's not you. I know you better. Or if it's a new person, you might not even want to go to the next level or next date, so that you don't need to be there. And so there's that.
I think that pretty much sums it up.
Yeah. And again, if you had any experience like that, or with someone who is labeled as a narcissist, or you put the label on them, comment below, let us know. And also just remember, Jesse mentioned that before, is that our desire is to remove those labels and not put them on a person, because every one of us can be at fault and have those tendencies to do things differently and or be, affected by an adversary.
Radical responsibility.
Yes, that's the way to go. Radical responsibility,
Walking in repentance and
forgiveness.
humility and forgiveness.
That's right. So,
That'll protect you from becoming a narcissist.
right. Yeah. So hopefully that helps. All right. See you next time.